every moment which passes away bring a witness change or a transition. That transition marks the identity, and then this identity have to be recognized. So it's a platter of the news headlines which brings out and elaborate whatever going around us. The transformation, the process of changing scenario is being brought us by the news reports, the media channels. So hereby collaborating all the development that took place around us on 8th of June 2021 for the new refreshing morning for 9th June 2021. So let's have a look.
India reports less than 1 lakh daily COVID cases after 63 days. Positivity rate drops to 4.62% as recoveries continue to outnumber single daily surges. India today exposes black marketing of black fungus life-saving drugs. Pandemic predators make money out of patients' misery, charge up to 20,000 and more for a vial of amphotericin. 22 patients feared to have died at an Agra hospital after oxygen supply was cut off in April during a mock drill. The Uttar Pradesh government seals the hospital, denies that any deaths took place. Jeweler Mehul Choksi, the fugitive, alleged girlfriend Barbara Jarabika breaks silence, claims Choksi introduced himself as Raj, gave her fake diamond rings. Barbara denies any role in the abduction in an India Today exclusive. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray meets Prime Minister Modi over the Maratha quota issue, claims he is confident of help from the Prime Minister. Interaction comes after the Supreme Court stays reservation. Twitter writes to the centre seeking more time to comply with new IT rules, blocks Canadian Punjabi singer Jazzy B's account on Modi government's request. Mahatma Gandhi's great-granddaughter is sentenced to 7 years in jail in South Africa. Ashish Lata Ramgobind found guilty in a 3.5 crore fraud case. US government lab report concludes that coronavirus was leaked from a lab in Wuhan in China. US President orders for an extensive investigation. Donald Trump seeks trillions of dollars in damages from China. French President Emmanuel Macron slapped in the face during an official visit to south of France. 2 men arrested by the French police.
From the world of sports, 17-year-old American tennis prodigy, in fact, has become the youngest French Open quarter-finalist in 15 years. The US tennis sensation has also claimed a spot in Tokyo Olympics too. So that is the big update that we have for you. Next big star on the courts, Karishma, joining us on the broadcast. More on this. Karishma, give us more details. Tell us a little bit more about this new US tennis sensation.
Well, yes, absolutely. Coco Gauff has been in the news for all the right reasons for the past couple of years, but this is the first time that she's reached the quarterfinals for the French Open, and she is all set to create history. She has been performing really well, especially in this French Open. Remember, just 17 years of age, and she has come this far in French Open. She's had some amazing matches under her belt. She's still to drop a game in this particular, French Open, drop a set. She has been winning it in straight sets. So she is on a roll in French Open. And remember, Serena Williams has already been knocked out. So Coco Gauff really, living the American dream at the moment and in the quarterfinals currently, 17 years of age. And she is on a roll in the French Open. And it will be interesting to see where she lands up now that we are in the business end of the French Open into the second week, Hina.
All right. Thank you very much, Karishma, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. With this, it's a wrap. Thank you very much for staying with us here on Morning News Hour. We are heading into a short break. More news and updates coming your way on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back. Here with us on Times Now. There's some breaking update now coming at this point in time, and this is regarding Amarnath Yatra. BJP as well as JDU have slammed Mehbooba Mufti of the PDP over her remarks that the centre never listens to Kashmiri people. This while responding to a question if Amarnath Yatra should be conducted or not this year. BJP says cases have gone down and the situation stays the same, then Yatra should be conducted by following proper procedure, SOP and limiting the number of pilgrims. BJP spokesperson has also said that since the first outbreak, no regional party has helped people during COVID in the valley. Listen in.
उनका वो दोगलापन, कभी एक बयान कभी दूसरा बयान, और जिस तरीके से आप बता रहे जो कल उनका बयान आया था, मुझे बड़ा अफसोस होता है कि फॉर्मर चीफ मिनिस्टर रही स्टेट की इस तरीके के बयान दे। जहाँ तक अमरनाथ यात्रा की बात है, ये एक पवित्र स्थान है जो हमारे हिंदू बरादरी के लिए, खास करके जो हमारे हिंदू भाई है, उनके लिए एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट एक रिलीजियस हो जिसको हम कह सकते हैं, तो वो है। तो अगर मुझे लगता है कि अब एक जो कोरोना काल चल रहा है, अब कहीं ना कहीं जम्मू कश्मीर में भी केसेस काफ़ी लो देखे गए हैं। हालात पे ही देखा जाएगा, अगर हालात ठीक रहेंगे तो अमरनाथ की यात्रा क्यों नहीं होगी। और जहाँ तक महबूबा मुफ्ती का बयान है, अब मुझे नहीं लगता है आज वो 1.5 साल के बाद सो के उठी है, अब उसको लग रहा है कि कश्मीरी लोग इस कोविड में सफ़र कर रहे हैं ड्यू टू लॉकडाउन। 1.5 साल मुझे नहीं लगा कि मैंने कभी उसको एक सैनिटाइजर, एक मास्क बांटते हुए देखा है।
यहाँ की बात थोड़ी सुनते हैं, वो जो करते हैं वो करते रहते हैं, उनको जो करना होता है वो करते हैं। एक तरफ से कोविड है, लोगों का घर से बाहर निकलना मुश्किल है, तो दूसरी तरफ से वो यात्रा करना चाहे तो उसको उनको कौन क्या कह सकता है। वो तो मालिक हैं, जो उनका फैसला करना होता है कर लेंगे।
तो महबूबा जी, काफी सारे लोग अमरनाथ यात्रा से जुड़े हुए हैं जिनका कारोबार इससे चल रहा है, क्या लगता है कि उनको नुकसान हो जाएगा इसका?
नहीं, मैं क्या कह सकती हूँ, तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की फैसला लेना है कि वो यात्रा छोड़ेंगे नहीं छोड़ेंगे, क्या करेंगे, मैं क्या कह सकती हूँ।
तो डिलिमिटेशन के हवाले से मैम,
Let's now go across to my colleague Ishan joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Ishan, so now we are seeing politics over Amarnath Yatra, and what's very interesting is what this BJP spokesperson said, that, you know, during the time of the pandemic, the people who seem to call themselves the representatives of people in the valley never even came out to, you know, support these people, distribute masks, or, you know, be in some kind of a activity to help even create awareness.
Well, yes, the BJP is alleging that PDP is playing politics over the Yatra, given the fact that they have never seen regional parties working on the ground, helping people out during the pandemic, claiming that BJP has been on the forefront and on the ground while helping administration in managing COVID crisis. Amarnath Yatra remains a administrative decision. Army has just said earlier, the Army chief when he was in Kashmir, that they are ready for it, but at the last, it remains an administrative decision, given the fact that they need to assess whether the COVID cases are really down and they can hold it. But the political parties like JDU and BJP have a clear-cut, messaging that if the cases continue to go down like they have been, seen the 3-digit now COVID positive cases moving to 3 digits in Kashmir Valley, and that is why they want that the people who are, associated with Amarnath Yatra, be it people who are, who set up their small cafes or use the horses and earn living from Amarnath Yatra, there should be something for them. There should be proper guidelines and SOPs issued by the government limiting the Yatra, and a middle path should be created so to facilitate the Amarnath Yatra, which is just few weeks away from us. Now, 28th of June is the day when it is scheduled to be held, but there is no decision yet. But definitely, politics now starting over Amarnath Yatra. One has to wait and watch it. What will be the administration's final decision, whether there will be Amarnath Yatra, given the fact that the cases are going down, and something middle path has to be created if we talk about from the political perspective.
Mucormycosis Task Force. Dr. Bhumkar, you're hearing these stories. People are being asked to pay 20,000. Hospitals have put their hands up saying we don't have vials of amphotericin, but the black market seems to have it.
I have to actually catch my breath looking at what you're exposing now. For sure, we've been hearing that some people do get offers of having the amphotericin offered to them, but by and large, my personal experience has been in and around Bombay. I think there's a reasonable regulation that the government has done. Through the collector's office, initially we were getting it. Then through the civil hospital, we are getting less than what the patient needs, and on a daily basis. So there is a big problem of having an adequate supply. But if this, and not, I'm not saying if this is true what you are exposing, I want to only with folded hands ask all the black marketeers, just visit one Mucor patient once in the hospital, and I don't think their conscience will permit. I know there's a famous saying that conscience is soluble in greed and money, but please, this is not the time. I mean, the COVID patient has managed to survive, and now from a frying pan, he or she is in the fire. And I'm really very, very emotionally touched by what you're showing on things, that people are actually doing this at 20. And remember, this is not 20,000 just per day. They're going to need minimum 8 injections per day, because it is 5 milligram per kg body weight. So per day cost, even at a normal MRP, is 40,000 rupees, and it's minimum 10 days. So 4 lakh rupees is what is the official cost. Rajdeep, I want to tell you, pre-COVID, when we were buying this amphotericin B, the one which was MRP at 7,800, and I have to be very open and honest, we were getting it at a hospital price of 2,300 rupees. This was the pre-COVID times, when the requirement of this drug was very, very minuscule. And of course, because it was minuscule, too few pharmaceuticals were producing it in too small a quantity. I am told, sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead. Please tell.
I'm told that this molecule is pretty complex to manufacture, and therefore at the manufacturing level, it was difficult for the government, with the best possible intentions, to ask even the private sector to ramp up the production. We were told by June first week, the market will be flooded. Doctor, don't worry, till then carry on somehow. And we did surgical modifications, we did our radiology modifications, to understand the disease better, to remove a little bit more than what is required, because that perhaps will get necrosed in the next 4 days. So we did a lot in terms of what a doctors could do. But this administrative challenge is beyond us as clinicians.
I want to ask you, at a time when this country is dealing with a unprecedented health crisis and the COVID crisis, petrol prices seem to be going up virtually every single day. Today, it's almost ironical that 100 rupees a liter in some places is the price of petrol. Are you now going to do the same, Xerox copy as far as airfares are concerned? Already we are seeing the lowest slab being shifted upwards. Are we now going to see a spiraling price rise in airfares as well?
Madam, let me reassure you, you're seeing no spiraling thing on airfares. In the operation of an aircraft, 35% plus comes from the cost of what is called aviation turbine fuel. Because 35% of component is that. Because airlines are under stress, because airport operators are under stress, all we have done is the lower band to be raised by 10, 12% or 13%, not the higher band. So there is going to be no impact whatsoever. And we have also done something else. Yesterday, the Honorable Finance Minister, a credit facility for people up to 200 crores, 40% of what they was their debt at a certain period. I think it's 2020 is the thing. They can borrow money. So we will take these measures. But I'm going to share with you something. When we closed the economy in 2020, on 25th March, we stopped all civil aviation. We reopened on 25th May, and we had 30,000 passengers in a day. Before the second wave hit, we were doing as much as 313,000 passengers in a day. But I was hoping that if the second wave hadn't come, we would have hit pre-COVID levels and we would have dismantled the price band, both the lower and the higher. But the second wave came. So all that we've done just now is not raise the upper fare. We have only raised the lower fare. So if the fare between, let's say, Delhi and Mumbai, hypothetically, lower part is 2,300, we made it 2,600 or something like that. So 12-13% increase. My expectation is today, day before yesterday, the fare come down to 44,000 passengers in a day. Today, it's already about 79,000. As Delhi lifts restriction, as Mumbai lifts restriction, we will come back, and the price band as we go along will be totally unnecessary.
In all conclusion, the pandemic COVID-19 vaccine to the development of sports. Everything is at your platter. So grab it out, take your take, and have your point of view, and stand with the vision of yours. So with this note, concluding it for today with a promise to see you again soon.